Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for joining for another session. And just let me know if I'm audible in the chat and if you guys are ready for today's session. All right. So today we are joined with Pratyush, who has been working at Infosys recently, and now he's working at Walmart, and he's been doing numerous initiatives to teach coding to kids in Rajasthan. And he will be taking our today's session. Thank you so much, Pratyush, for joining. I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you, Parul. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, I think I'm audible properly. Okay. So, so yeah. So today's session is basically planned. Uh, the topic of today's session is beyond the resume. What actually opens the door, right? So the idea that the topics gives us when we see this. So when we have a resume, what other actually skills or what other things that we can do in the community which helps us to grow and outperform other candidates that are there in the market. So basically the idea is like that. So before starting, let's do one thing. I have one scenario. Okay. So I'll in next couple of seconds I will show you one resume. So what you have to for 7 to 10 seconds, just see that resume and let me know what you are getting from that resume, right? Okay, I think we are done. So if you have seen this resume, right? So basically what happens when you send a cold DM or you apply through job boards or portals to the any companies or for any if you are doing from LinkedIn or from Naukri, whatever portals you are doing, when your recruiter are seeing your resume, so they have like numerous amount of application that are coming to them. So let's suppose for job opening is for 5 people. So the number of resumes that are coming is 1000, 2000, or 5000 even. So they don't have time, lot of time to go through each of the resume and find out what are the particular keywords that are matching with the job description and this candidate is well enough for the job or not. So what happens, they have typically 7 to 10 seconds to see your resume. Okay. So in this 7 to 10 second, what actually matters, we'll going to see like what you need to put in there so that you outperform the other candidates that are there. Okay. The first point is like, do the keywords match the role? Okay. So if we apply, like if you are applying for any job, let's suppose you are applying for software developer and you have seen the JD that this job requires for Java and or some other, maybe it's a full stack role, Java plus React it's asking for, right? So you have to see whether your resume contains the keywords or the skills that are needed for that job role. First thing is that. So when you apply for the job role, you have to see that whether your resume is matching with that or not. First thing is that. And second thing is that if you are uh, writing any project, like let's suppose you have built any full stack project and it's matching with your job description as well, and then but you have just written in a plain way that you build a blog application or you build a something application like that, right? But you don't have any proof, any link, any numbers, you like did not deploy it or you did not put it on GitHub or any other platform. So it's like a just plain text written on the resume. So a recruiter will see that it may be fake or it may be real, but they don't know. They want to see some numbers. At least if you have put it somewhere online, then people have used it. Or if not that the case, then at least you have put it the GitHub link. If they wanted to review it, they can go and see that what's the project about and all these things, right? So I think these two factors that when people like HR and recruiters see this 7-second resume, so these two things they mainly care about. Okay, but now in this era of AI or before that even, if you see the number, 90% of the big tech run it through software. So right now our resume do not like manually seen by the HRs or recruiter people. Right now what happens, there is a software called ATS, and that software takes your resume based on certain rules, set of instructions set up before the, and based on the job description it filters out your resume. It gets the keywords that are matching with the job description, and let's suppose 1000 application came, then at least like 900 is, did not pass through this ATS. Only 100 resume that has been passed through the ATS will be going to look by the recruiters. So you have to make sure that you are preparing your resume in a way that if you are applying for any particular job role, make sure that it is complying with the job description that you are applying for. And also you have a valid proof, numbers, include numbers and valid links to your resume so that recruiter can see that. Okay, let's go with second scenarios. Let's suppose in your college itself, you have two developers, okay, or two student. You can say student A and student B. Student A have like very good command in their academics. He got a 9.4 CGPA, and in his like he is good at theoretical part. Everything that being taught at college, he is very good at it, right? But he is not working on any side project or the project beyond the college that are the college are providing, or the assignment or the project that is given by the college. If you are not doing apart from that thing, so he does not have, let's suppose, any project. He is not created any GitHub. He's just focusing on core theoretical part of it. Let's suppose in first year he is just learning, second year also he's just learning, and he wants to get a good CGPA, right? This is the scenario of student A. Let's suppose there is a student B which is having an average CGPA, 8 CGPA he is having, but he is working on some side project apart from this theoretical part that he's doing. Apart from that, he is working on some side project. He has built a GitHub community. He has created an account at least on GitHub and pushing some projects on it. And then he's active on LinkedIn. He's making his network and like reaching out to people and all. He's participating in hackathons, building some real life projects, how these projects are being used in real life, and what are the impact in in general public of this product and all. So he does have the understanding of these things. So what do you think? Like, I just wanted to know from you, like which student will be best, like from your recommendation, right? Student A or student B? Obviously, I think everyone will say like student B, right? And that's correct also, because being good at academics doesn't mean that in the corporate world, if you are going to build any real life software, and that all the theoretical parts will come into picture, right? Some of them will be helpful, but eventually, if you'll not build anything, you'll not know about how these things are being built, then it's unnecessary to know only about the theory, right? So here in this case, who wins? The student B wins, and he uh, got through the ATS also, and then he will go to the recruiters, and then they will take their interviews. They will not take the highest CGPA, because you understood the difference, right? Okay, now now I think it will be starting a core concept, like from the beyond the resume, what are the things that we should focus upon that builds our portfolio and everything, so that we can be differentiated from the other that candidates are there for the same job. Okay, so I'm going to walk you, so we'll going through a framework called 4Ps. So in 4Ps we have four things that you need to focus. And these four things, if you will focus, eventually you will have the best profile that anyone could have. Okay. And then you can outperform the other candidates. First one is, let's first understand it briefly, and then we'll go through detail in each of the things. So first it will be proof. So first P stand for proof. Proof means it's not about right now, it's not only about writing a project, just I have built some project in my resume. If, because in this AI world, you can build a project. If you want to build an e-commerce website, if you can use any chat gpt, claude, or any AI models right now, you can give a prompt, and I think in within 1 hour or 2 hours you can build a full-fledged e-commerce applications, right? So if you can build it in 1 2 hours with the help of AI, and you have written that, oh, hey, I have built this project that include this authentication, this include this, and login, and everything that you have written, right? But when anyone asks you about this, right, tell me, okay, so you have built it, what are the framework you have used, and how the front end is coordinating with the back end, why have you used this database, right? If these type of questions is coming, then how you gonna tackle it, right? So the first thing that proof says is that, you if you are building any product or anything, any project, if you are building, you have to maintain it somewhere at least, so that it's not only living in your resume that I have built. You have to build it, you have to post it on GitHub, you have to tell that, you have to include it in your portfolio. Let's suppose you have created a portfolio website or something like that, you have to put it over there that I have built, and this is the link you can see, and this is how it will work, right? So everything that comes under proof is like, you are building any product, you are putting it out there for public, and then you are updating the corresponding, like suppose GitHub or portfolio is like that. Okay. And the second one is presence. And the presence, what say, a proof is saying that you are building something, and then on the community platform like GitHub and all these things, you are pushing it there, right? A presence, what it says, it says that if you are building anything now, so you have to create your digital presence. It means, second P means the digital presence. It means, let's suppose, for take an example of e-commerce only, if you have built an e-commerce applications, right? So if you'll say, let's suppose there are 100 students in your college, and 90 students build the same project, the e-commerce one, right? So how the recruiter or the ATS, the system that are checking, how it will differentiate from the 90 application that these candidates I'm going to take, right? So over there this things comes. So when you have a proof, you have built something, you want to establish a presence, then what you need to do, you have to share that. I'm not saying share that it means you write a big essay on LinkedIn and then share with it. Just write 2 3 lines that, hey, I have built this application using this framework, and I'm willing to share it, and then hope you like it, and if you have any feedback, you can, and then share a link with it, right? So presence is also necessary. If someone from LinkedIn is checking your profile, or recruiter is checking your LinkedIn profile, so they know that this person is active and actively building this product and all, and sharing this information in the public itself. Okay. And third thing that comes is people. And now in this world, if you know that if any application that are coming on job board, so these are mostly 30%. I will show you in details in next of the slides. So this comes like under 30% of the jobs that are coming in market, and most of the job is already fulfilled by 70% or 60%, already fulfilled by the hiring managers or the people which is directly reaching out to the people on LinkedIn. So that is why this third P is matters. When you have a connections, you are making connections on LinkedIn with good people, HR, and the our alumni of the college who are working at good companies. So this way you have a connection with people, and then when needed you can reach out to them, and this will be a good filter to be on, because when 100 people are applying on the same job and you are going through the referral, you will be push forward if you have a good these two things, if you have done proof and presence. And third, if you have done with people. And then fourth one is comes with polish. And polish means that communication. Communication means you are improving your communication skills. Let's suppose you are written a good project in resume, but someone told that, hey, hey, particular person, that explain this project in to me, right? So if you're not able to explain this project to anyone, let's suppose recruiter only or HR, when the telephonic round is happening, right? You're not able to explain your project in a well manner, then what is the point of creating all this? Maybe you will be technically very good, but it's not only the thing that our recruiters are caring about, that you are technically very good at. You have to be good in communication as well. If you cannot convey your thoughts, so because product building in big companies is all about team efforts, it's not individual that you are going to do this thing. Okay, so you have to polish yourself. And now I think the better understanding of these 4 pl, and now we'll go a little deep into it. Okay, so let's suppose the first P, which is proof. So how you can build a proof? So first P is say that how you can build a proof. Okay, so there are certain ways. So first, I have already talked about that. You have to pick a good project. Means it's not like a normal project that every people is building. It not going to worth it, because you will not outperform the other candidates when you are applying for the same job. So you have to find a better project that you can build, that involves, if let's suppose you are in the field of Java, and you know about React and everything, right? So you have to know that what are the things that you are going to build, right? So if you are building a full stack application, so you should be clear, like I will not do a simple e-commerce only. Let's do something good. Let's suppose I'm talking about a bank project where there are security layers are involved, authentications are involved, and then there are a lot of complex mechanism is there between transaction and the DB and everything. So these things are involved. If you do a good project, then add that to your resume, and don't just add. I'm saying it again because what people does is, you have built a project, and now your project is running on localhost, but it's similar, like the project is running on local hosts. It's kind of similar when you are a good storyteller or story writer, and you have written a good story in your diary, but it is only with you, right? So if you want someone to know about your project, that yeah, I have built it, right, you should able to push it somewhere, deploy it, and you can share a link, or at least you should share some screenshot, add it to GitHub, and add a good readme file, so that if people are seeing that, they know that yeah, this person has built and how these things are look like, right? It's not that your project is working on local host and you are good to go, because recruiters does not know, like in your local what you have built, right? So it's like if you are written a good story in your diary, then publish it into the form of book, so that the people knows about how good the story is, right? Then they know. So you have to build a good project. And second thing, what you can do, open source always. So as you know that this GS SOC Foundation is only also providing this is India's one of the biggest foundation that helps a student in form of contributing to open source project. So either you are first year, second year, or third year student, you can do this. You can apply for the this program, and then what you when you apply, it's not about how big impact you are making by applying or by doing this open source contribution. It's all about your exposure. So if you are doing I'm not saying that you are writing a big chunk of code into their repository or any open source thing. If you are making a small changes in any particular repository, then for making that small changes, you have to go through the at least some code base or some part of the file to understand the better how the architecture of this project and all these things. That gives you the sense of point, that where you understand that how in real life project is actually working upon. It's not like only just in localhost or in my local, if I have created any project, how this look like. If you get to know about the open source, you know that this is already the things that people are using, and I am contributing to it, and it's my a good part of it, and it's a learning. So this is one of the, and other open source contribution you can do. There are a lot of, Google Summer of Code already you are aware of. There is FOSS Asia, and there are a lot of the Linux Foundation. There are other open source you can do it. But the idea here is to, first one is build project, then contribute to open source, and this gives you credibility in your profile that you are at least know about the some real life project, and is going to that is going to impact maybe 100,000 of people, million of people, how much they are using it, right? And whenever this one recommendation will be there, whenever you are making any real world project, so you don't have to, I have given the example of localhost, right? So if you are doing it on GitHub, just don't post it like, oh, I have made project one. This is name of the project is project one, and then again the second project is hello world project, something like that. Don't give it a name like this. If you are making a good project, name it properly, add a readme file, add a screenshot of it, add the steps, how if some other people wanted to use it or wanted to see how your things will be look like in local, or if you have deployed somewhere, write down every step. That will give you the, edge over other candidates. Okay. So now I think we have covered the first part. This is proof, we have covered already, and let's go with the presence. What it say, digital footprint, I think we have already talked about little bit how it impact your profile. So let's suppose, your LinkedIn profile is there, right? So if you'll be, let's suppose you are in right now in your freshman year, or if you are going to apply a job or looking for a job, then this is one of the example. Let's suppose your LinkedIn profile is like that, and in the headlines it is written that student at XYZ college, and I'm doing BTech CSC, something like that. This is one of the example. I'm not saying that you should exactly use like this. I'm just saying an example. So apart from this, if you are writing something like in your LinkedIn bio that CSC undergrad building a web apps with React and Node, something like that, and writing about what I learned, so it gives more credibility, and it comes, in SEO. If HR or recruiter are searching on LinkedIn that let's suppose they are looking for any React developers, so if they search that React and Node, and then your profile might come in SEO, right? Because you have written a well structured headline. So this is some small things you need to take care, because sometime it's not only that you reach out to the recruiter, sometimes recruiters reach out to you. If you are having a 1-2 year of experience, three, now in this time the recruiters reach out to us, right? So this is the case where your digital footprint is very helpful. So this is one of the thing. Optimize your LinkedIn profile, add a good description, add a good profile photos, and then add your projects, college, and everything that are there. If you find a good LinkedIn profile now, you will see that over there they have added a lot of projects and everything that they have done, certification they have added, things like that. Just don't leave it empty like, oh, project is not added and all these things. Okay. So you have to be careful about that. And second thing is, I talked about the idea of build in public. So I have told you that if you are building any project, anything you are doing, so whatever the in a small 2-3 lines, just to post it on LinkedIn. Okay. Post it in that, hey person, I have created this, and you can take a look. It is not for someone to use, right? It's not like, oh, I'm doing this to that can be used for some other people. No, this is for yourself, to create your personal brand. It's to like publish yourself as a person who can create or build things, right? So consider that point, and if you are creating something, and just share it on LinkedIn. Okay. And if you are doing these three things now, so if you see, so it create proofs, build your presence. So if you are created something, that means you have a proof. And if you post it somewhere on LinkedIn, that means you have a presence now. And if you're writing something in your own words now, this is kind of a communication also. So this is, so if you're doing this step now, so it's, I think it's covering 3 P's. I think it's best. So I'll highly recommend that if you are doing something, so do it in public, it will be best. Okay. Now now let's move on to the people. So third P, what's the people? So I previously I have explained you, right? The idea of the idea of job as of now is like, when in any companies, let's suppose I'm working in Walmart, and in my company only when openings are coming, right, then recruiters are reaching out to the people, or people are reaching out to the persons of their networks or referrals to, if they are saying that this opening is relevant for me and this job description is matching with my skill set, and they are reaching out to the people of that company, and these people are referring, and with the help of direct outreach and referrals, these jobs has been filled. This 70% that we are talking about, right, these 70% is being filled with the referral, outreach, alumni, and all these things. And these 30% that you see right here, this is available on public job board. The jobs you apply on, LinkedIn, or the jobs you apply on career websites, or Naukri and all these things, the jobs you are applying is 30% of the job. In any of in our team only, if the opening are coming na, they do not go directly with the public job board. They look for internal database. If any person has been referred by someone with the same relevant experience or not, then they will look into it. If they find a guy, they will hire them, right? So they will not post it. So the idea is to third page say that people, and people say means you have, if you are in a college, make a good network of with people, reach out to your alumni, reach out to the people who are HR at the companies, or hiring managers, or the working professional at like at that company, so that when the time comes and the job for your like skills and skill set comes, then you can reach out to them, and you can be hired directly. So this is one of the edge you can take, because in 30%, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 application came for same some like for same job openings, right? So here you can have an edge. Okay. Now for the people, how I will also practically tell you that how you can reach out to the people. So one of the way of referral asking, let's suppose you are applying for some company X, and you have told to the you have reached out to the employee that, hey, I have seen this opening, can you please refer me for this post, something like that. You have just sent a simple message. How it impact, like maybe these people is getting lot of messages, right? And maybe if you are like giving it little short, like it's giving only to the point, like, hey, please refer me for this position, because the person whom you are reaching out maybe not like you don't know them, or they don't know you, right? So that will be the case. So in this case, you have to be little, uh, you have to make a strategy how to reach out to the people. Either if you are making a cold email, if you are reaching if you got any recruiter's email and you are cold emailing to them that for this position, please check my profile, and if you can consider me, it would be great, right? So if you are doing a cold email, of you are asking for referral, so you should follow a template or structure, or a specific thing. Don't like spam 100 people's in go to their chat and say, hey, give me referral, hey, give me referral, and all like that, because they will not listen you. Because the time the people, when you are reaching out, if you take your tone polite and research about the people, not exactly the people, the job and the things that they are doing. For example, let's go with this example only. So let's suppose some X companies, if you're reaching out, so you can say, hey, this name, and then you can congrats them for the, if they are joining and for this company and all. And then you can write like, I'm currently applying for this job role, I truly believe that my skill and project align with what they are looking for. And then you can give a project link, if you are thinking that this project is associated with the job description that I am applying for. And then 2 3 lines of background summary about yourself. And then you have to write like, would you be comfortable referring me if it looks like a good fit? Okay. And the last line you are saying, not totally fine, if not, I completely understand, thanks so much. That this is the line, I think, which performs best. Because if you write this line na, people say that this person value my time as well, and he has such a politeness that he's not forcing me to do this. Because if someone is writing me something, I feel it is a very direct, so it feels like, oh, it is forcing me to refer. But if these things you write now in a better way, so it will be a more impactful for your thing. So next time if you are asking for a referral or doing a cold email, so I want you to make sure these things. Okay, so I think we have covered people. And now let's talk about polish and what some other things we can do. Okay, now, so we have explained, I've already explained about building a good project in your resume. That gives a edge. So right now we are living in an era where AI is certain of doing a lot of things. I mean, I think we are together cannot write good, better or best code than the AI that are there right now. Okay, some of the best capable model are writing way better code than 20 years of software developer experience, right? So the idea is right now it's not about writing the code. It's now about understanding about the architecture or the problem or the product overview or the business side of it, what it is doing. So right now if you will see, if you are developing any e-commerce application that I have told you earlier, so you should know that it's not about writing the code. You can do a very good UI with the CS and HTML using AI. It can write a very good code, but it's not about writing code. It's about how you think that these services are communicating. If you are adding anything to the cart, how this value is going to propagate to the backend, and what database we are going to use, whether it's the SQL, no SQL, why we are going to use, where we should deploy, how we can scale this if millions of traffic is coming. These kind of understanding I think you should get as of now. Because it's not only you have to learn the code. I think if you are in a college, you are doing a DSA and you are brushing up your problem solving skills. But in doing project, you have to make sure that it's not only you are just writing the code and understanding these things. You have to make sure that you understand the concept behind it. If you are using any frameworks, let's suppose you are using Spring Boot, then how Spring Boot communicate with services, what are the servers are being used in the backend, everything for that particular framework you should know about. This is the right now that comes under polish. Means you have to brush up your skills in a way that AI is not able to replace you. It can write code, but this understanding how these things are happening you should have, so that if anything asked, any interviewer asks you in any interview, you are able to give the answer in a best way, because you have a better understanding about system and all these things. Okay, and let's talk about the second point. A resume is a claim, a project is a proof. So if you are just, we have talked about in earlier, like if you have created any resume in a well formatted resume, it's right now I think people are more concerned about which format I use. Should I use 2 column resume, single column resume? I think right now it's not much matters right now, because anything that you write over there now, so it matters the most. It's not just the format of the resume that matters, right? So that earlier we have talked about, right? In anything you can write in the resume, you can make a good e-commerce application in AI and you can write it down. But the proof, that is like where you have whether you have posted it on LinkedIn, it is available in your project section of LinkedIn, whether it's available on GitHub and all these things. If any hiring manager is trying to reach out, so these things you have to make sure that it's not only that you are writing on a paper, it is also available as a proof. Okay, and third thing, AI influence means it comes under polish. If you are polishing yourself, then in this era of AI, you should also aware of how to better use of AI and where to use it. This is the, I think, better decision you can take. If you have to build any application, let's suppose you going to build a blog application with the help of a Spring Boot, right? So there is a one way you can build it. Go to the Chat GPT or Codex or Claude something, and then you can give a prompt that, hey, I want to build this application. I want to be built in Spring Boot, and then it can build. I want this post feature, comment feature, all these features. You tell them, and it can build, right? But it will build, but what is your learning in it, right? It can write a best code, but you did not learn anything. So the idea is that AI fluency is about how it is going to benefit you. If you do not know the basics, you can use at certain point of time. If you know how Spring Boot works, how everything is communicating to each other, how these classes, how the how classes are being combined with each other, everything that are related to Spring Boot, you can first know about these basic things, and then if you are stuck somewhere, you can take the help of the AI. That is, I think, the best use of AI. But if you are directly using the AI to build your project, I think this is not the best way. And also the point being considered is that you are learning about the backend communications that is being happened. It's not only that AI is writing everything, how encapsulation is working, how abstraction is being done, everything that you are learning. You should at least prepare your basic and use AI in a well way, where to use and how to use. This is the best decision you have to make. And a fourth thing, let's suppose, I think we have talked is communication. If you are not able to articulate your point, if you are going for an interview, what project you have built, if you are not able to convey in a way that recruiter is trying to hear, or oh, let's suppose I have built a React application. You have built any e-commerce in React, right? So you just told, oh, I have built a React application. So this is not the way. It means recruiter is also trying to see what are the things that you have done building, like what are the other features you have used, and with the help of that result, what it accomplished, right? What are the impact of it? So everything you have to articulate in a, I have built a React application with this things, and which having this features, and with the help of this we have this impact, right? So you have to articulate in a point, and communication plays always one of the major role in your interviews. So you have to prepare for that. I think we have covered. So now what we have covered. First one, 4 P's. In first one is proof. You have to create some project as a proof, and you have to make your public presence. And third, you have to reach out to the people. And fourth, you have to polish your skills in technical communication, AI, or whatever is that. You have to polish your skills, right? Okay, so now I think we came mostly at the end of the session. Means not mostly 5 to 10 minutes I'll take. So the idea what I am going to discuss is now. So I think you now understand. So for a summary reason, if I'll say that I'll go to the previous slide of this piece. So 4P, if you'll consider, so if you consider a proof where you are shipping a project, creating GitHub and portfolio, when you are making a public your presence, and you are making post on LinkedIn, you are building in public, that we have talked about. And for people, you are reaching out to referrals, alumni, cold outreach you're doing, and sending a cold email to recruiters, and all that thing you are doing, and you are polishing your technical some communication skills, right? If you are doing these 4 things, I think then you will be going to outperform other candidates that are there for same job roles and in the market, right? So you have to follow these 4 principles. Now i wanted you to leave with one of the thought process. Let's suppose right now what happens, uh, you are applying for any software development job in a X company, and as I have already told you, your resume right now did not go to the recruiters, because 10,000 people applies, and only, let's suppose, 100 people or 1,000 people reached out. The resume of 100 people go through that ATS, and then it will be reviewed by the recruiters, and they will be contacting you for the interviews and all the process and next process. So this is ATS. So what happens now? So this is a thought. If you think like right now, if ATS is only the scanning your resume, tomorrow what happens is, let's suppose some company comes to your campus and told that, hey, there are 100 students. He told that this is a form link. What you do, fill out all the details that are there, and he asked for your LinkedIn, your GitHub profile, and your project details, what you have built, your resume, all the, let's suppose, these 4 things only they ask: LinkedIn, GitHub, and your project, and your resume. They have asked these 4 things. Okay, so now let's suppose right now ATS is evaluating your resume, but when this company comes your campus, it told that if you are filling this form, these 100 people will go through the evaluation, different evaluation process of AI. What it will evaluate, it will check your resume first, and then it will extract the project from it, because these are the softwares, right? And we can write a software to do the stuff that I'm right now going to talk about, right? So it is going to extract your LinkedIn, it is going to extract your GitHub, it is going to extract the text from your resume, and it is going to build a profile over it. Like if this person has written this particular point in their resume, is it present on GitHub or not, or he has written a fake. Like let's suppose he is not built application, but it is he is saying that he is built, but it is not present in GitHub. So maybe right now the ATS or AI, what it can do, it can accumulate your all the profile, GitHub, LinkedIn, and all this profile it can accumulate, right? And then based on that it gives you a score. Let's suppose the passing score is 80%, the person who has built a good project and fits for this job role, and passes with the 80% of score, then they will go to the next process. Then if this system comes as future, so what happens then? So then what happens, you will be maybe you have to think, if right now from tomorrow onwards this system happens, then your profile is ready for it or not, your GitHub is updated or not, your project that is on local host, it is on GitHub or not, the things you are building, it is on LinkedIn or not, right? So everything that is there, is it available in your presence, or in your, that presence part we have talked about, it is uploaded on GitHub or not, everything that. So you have to think about that. And then, and let's say, and you have to ask yourself a question, does my LinkedIn tell a complete professional story? If they extract my LinkedIn, will they get to know about me, what I have worked upon, what my skill set are, right? And does my GitHub showcase real project and clean code? Well, I have written a clean code, or a real project that has been, built by me, is a good project or not? And also, does my resume match what my online profile says? That my online profile, if you get it the data from GitHub and all, does that reflect in your resume or not, right? So you have to think like that, and you have to make your portfolio and profile right now itself, so that if this kind of system maybe may come or may not, but you should be prepared for this, and this four P's you have should consider. And I think with that I'll be wind up with the session. And if you have any questions, now I'll be taking the questions, and whatever questions you can have, you can ask me. So if anyone having any kind of questions, please ask in the chat, I'll be answering. Okay, so I think Sampada has asked one question. What's the one quality you have seen in successful candidate that rarely appears on a resume? I think what I see best qualities which does not appear in resume is the communication. Like whatever the things they have written in their project, are they able to convey it in a good and a proper way? That is, I think, one of the quality I consider it best. Because if you are, even though you are a good technical person, but you are not able to explain your project and your thoughts in a good manner, then it's no point. Because eventually at in a companies it's going to be team efforts. So this is, I think, communication is one of the qualities I see that is not there in resume. But if the candidates is well in communication, it is going to consider. It's not like if you are not technically good at but very good at communication, you will be considered. But yes, definitely, if you are good at technical and you are well articulating your thoughts and think, that will be one of the edge for the candidates. So I think Manoj has asked us question: do I need to focus on AI based project in resume, or other will also work? I think for that, right now, whatever the tech stack or the things you have learned as of now, whether you are in a second year or third year of your college, whatever the things you have already focused on, you should build the project on that. You should not solely focus on the AI project. Ki I will build a project on AI, then only my resume will be shortlisted. No, that is not the case. It's like whatever the things you have been working on past, whatever tech stack or anything that you are learning, you have to integrate the AI with it. That you can do. Let's suppose if you are building anything, let's suppose you have built banking projects in a past that is based out of Java or maybe Spring Boot. But so in Spring there is a Spring AI also. If you can integrate a Spring AI over there, if you upload a statement, it can summarize these things. You can build a AI RAG system on top of it. So I would say you should not only include AI based project. You should integrate AI with your project in a best way. Whatever project you are working upon, try to find out if I can integrate AI and can make a better product of it. And maybe this AI could be a one feature of my product or the project that I have worked upon. I think that will be beneficial for your portfolio. So as Aswani is asking, like, one page resume is effective or multi-page? So I think if you are having more than 2 3 years of experience, you have worked upon 2 3 companies maybe, then I think for freshers and all these things, one page resume will be best. And I think multi-page will not be good. But you are experienced, if you have really worked upon the project and all, and it is not getting fitted into one of the page, I think that's fine. Two-page resume is also fine, you can go with it. Just you have to formulate it build well. It's not like you are explaining a single project in a multiple line and multiple paragraphs. That is not beneficial. But yes, if you have worked upon multiple project, you have exposure, then definitely it's you can create a multi-page resume. That's fine. Yes, any other questions? Yes. So Priyansi has asked, what practical steps can we start taking this week to create opportunity beyond just improving our resume? Okay. So what practical step you should take, right, to create opportunity beyond improving your resume? So I think if I have to give the recommendation to you, you should start this week, right? So my idea would be to start, you know, uh, building your profile. Like it's let's suppose you have improved your resume, right? You have worked on good project, but now what I want, anything that you are doing, do it in public. Build in public something. If you are doing any project, at least post it on LinkedIn that I have built. And try to build a project not only limited to GitHub. There are multiple free tools available where you can deploy your project. So let's suppose if you are sharing anything, if I will be able to open that project, right? If you have built any website only, right, if you are able to see that it's live and I can access from my place, so it would be best to see, because then you are also knowing only not how to write a code, yeah, how to run in local, you also know that how the deployment works, right? So right now if I have to, you from this week you have to start, if you are building anything, build in public and improve your LinkedIn profile, add a good description, add a good introduction point, add a project in your LinkedIn. So I think these things you can do. And apart from that, this open source contributions, I think it will be really helpful to get to know about how real life project works. So pick any of the open source project, try to reach out to the maintainers or contributors, and try how you can contribute to either to improve the documentation of it or fixing a small bug that will be beneficial for your profile. Any other questions we have? Okay, I got one question. Like, if you had to give just one piece of advice to a student who have an average resume, what it would be? Advice to a student who have an average resume, what it would be? Okay, so means if you have an average resume and you want to improve it, right? I think the previous thing that I have told is already applied to this also. So if you have an average resume, so I mean, first step I think you should take is that you should pick a good project. I mean, not the project like which is built by everyone. Like I think you can try to Google it, or you can take help from Chat GPT that I want to build, or I would definitely, like if someone builds a full stack project kind of thing, or if they are building a backend, it should be working. It's not like just they have written the code and put it on GitHub. So I believe if you are building any project, so build a full stack project over there. You have a cloud, you have a deployment, and then you have a back end, front end, you have a security, you have a authentication, authorization, everything. So I think you should try to build this kind of project and add it into your resume. And apart from this, the other things also applies, that you try also to reach out to contributors, maintainers of open source. Yeah, and there is this JavaScript community also, you can apply for, and then this way you can improve your resume. Yes. Any other questions? I think let's wait for a few more minutes, and if you'll not have the questions, we will wind up the session then. Well, how to make portfolio? Okay, I think in nowadays it's very easy to make portfolio, and you. I mean, this is one of the easy way if you want to make a portfolio, that you can. Compile your all the things that about yourself. I'm not talking about your personal information like phone number and all these things, but just related your project and all these things, compile that and give it to chat gpt that, hey, this is my, these are the project that I have been worked upon, these are the my educational qualifications, and tell the chat gpt only. If you are a computer science student or someone who can know how to at least use html, javascript and css, then you just tell that chat gpt, hey, this is this particular profile of mine, and I want you to make the portfolio of it. So you can just use it in VS Code or somewhere, and just open, check, and do a quite divisions of it, and then you can try some other open source tool to deploy it. You can deploy it in GitHub, and then you can use the Vercel and all. There are a lot of stuff, and you can deploy out there, and your portfolio will be live. And if you don't want to do any of these things, I think your good GitHub, if you will add readme file with your profile name, it will create a good template kind of a structure that will look like a portfolio. That is also fine. So if you want to share this with everyone as your portfolio, that works. So let's wait for 1 more minutes, and if we'll not have any questions, and then we will wind up the session. Okay, I think we will not have questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening me. And this is the QR. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and we can connect. And yeah, I think we can wind up now.